Hi everyone, I have a story for you today, and the book that I picked out is called An Egg is Quiet. So there's a few reasons that I chose this book. I was hunting around the library and I noticed that the title was shiny, so that was the first thing that kind of popped out at me. And the second thing was when I opened up the book and I looked at this page that comes before the story starts. I just thought it was very interesting on how many different kinds of eggs there are. So today I'm going to read to you An Egg is Quiet, written by Diana Aston and illustrated by Sylvia Long. An egg is quiet. An egg is quiet. It sits there under its mother's feathers, on top of its father's feet, buried beneath the sand, warm, cozy. An egg is colorful. An egg is shapely. An egg is clever. Eggs come in different sizes. An egg is artistic. An egg is textured. It's an interesting word. An egg might even be fossilized. Another interesting word. An egg is giving. An egg is quiet. Then suddenly, an egg is noisy. And if you remember the beginning of the book, one of the reasons why I chose this book, this is the end of the book. All right, there's a connection between the beginning and the end, and maybe you know what the connection is. All right, so I know some of you were wondering while I was reading this story, but Mrs. Bedford, you didn't read all of the words, and you always tell us it's important to read all of the words. And you're right, it is important to read all of the words. But I just wanted to hear the story that this was telling us, and then some of the other words were giving us some more information. So now I'm going to go back and reread this book, because that's a good skill to use sometimes. And I'm going to now read it to get some more information now that I know what the story was. And I could tell that it was different by looking at the writing. Did you notice that the writing is a little bit different? Maybe some of you are thinking, oh, I can't even read that. That's in cursive handwriting. The grade 2s might be practicing that a little bit at home. There it is again. Then there's some other writing. So we have some labels. So this is a hummingbird. Here's the penguin, because the father takes care of the penguin egg. Here's the sea turtle. On this page, all of these eggs have labels. I'm not going to read them all for you, but this big one here is a turkey one. This is a blue heron egg. A robin's egg, you maybe see those around in nests. I live in Canada. All right, so on this one it says there's round eggs. Sea turtles dig a hole in the sand with their flippers and lay up to 200 soft round eggs. Round eggs fit together nicely in tight spaces. There are oval eggs. When ladybugs hatch as larvae, their first meal is often the egg case that they crawled out of. Oof. I don't know if that sounds like a tasty meal or not. Seabird eggs are pointy at one end, so if they're laid on rock ledges, they roll into safe little circles, not off of the cliff. While most sharks give birth to live young, some sharks, like these lesser spotted dogfish, begin life in leathery egg case with tendrils The tendrils anchor the eggs to seaweed so they won't be swept by the ocean current. So these are the pointy eggs. These are, or there are even tubular eggs. This page is about being clever. The markings on some eggs help them blend in with their surroundings. This is called camouflage. Camouflage is an egg's way of hiding. An egg might be speckled to resemble the rocks around it, or it might be gray, the color of mud by a lake. An egg does not want to be eaten by a raccoon or a snake or a fox or an insect. They're clever. I made a connection to math on this page. How many of you made a connection to math? Right along the top, because we are learning about measuring. So this is showing inches at the top because they come in different sizes. So an ostrich egg can weigh as much as 8 pounds. It is so big and so round it takes 2 hands to hold one egg. Hummingbird eggs are the size of a jelly bean. It would take about 2,000 hummingbird eggs to equal the size of one ostrich egg. Which one do you predict would be heavier? Yeah, probably that ostrich egg. And this is talking about it being artistic. So there's a paradise crow egg. There's a blackbird. Those are salmon eggs. And then it has texture. That was an interesting word. So texture is something that you feel. So if you can feel a table, it's smooth. If you feel your shirt, maybe it's fuzzy, or maybe it's scratchy. So this one is a hard egg. There are hard eggs and soft eggs and gooey eggs. So this bird's eggs are hard, reptile eggs are often soft and tubular, and amphibian eggs are gooey. So you can think of that frog book we read on our Zoom meeting. The goo keeps them from drying out. There are smooth eggs, so most birds' eggs are smooth, and rough eggs. These eggs of an humus, they are rough. And an egg might also be fossilized. That was the second interesting word. So there's a hint on why it might be fossilized. The remains of creatures that died millions of years ago may become rock hard or fossilized. Scientists have unearthed fossilized dinosaur eggs all around the world. Some are round, some are oblong, some are small, some are 1 inch across, some are as large as 20 inches. Scientists believe all dinosaurs hatched from eggs. And an egg is giving. I wonder why it is giving. So this is showing what happens inside an egg. So here's a chicken egg, 3, 7 days, 13 days, 18 days, 21 days is when it'll hatch. So this is showing this fish, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks, 11 weeks, and then it will be a salmon. And this one is showing 2 days, 5 days, 7 days. This is kind of like a number line or a timeline. 15 days, and then it turns into a grasshopper. A grasshopper embryo rests inside the egg until the weather is just right. Saskatchewan, that may take a long time. All right, here is our picture. It has some labels that helps us give more information. An egg gives the little creature growing inside it everything it needs. The shell is home. The yolk is its food. The egg white, or albumin, is the pillow. The shell is covered with teeny tiny holes, which allows air to enter. The egg is quiet then suddenly, and this is an egg of a stilt. They are noisy because they all go cheep, 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 crunch, beep, beep, beep. We're back to the end. All right. What's the connection? It's a connection from the end to the beginning. It's part of their life cycle, isn't it? So this is how they began. They had to grow inside there until they hatched, and then they ended up looking this way. Thanks for joining me for my story today, and I hope that you will have a great weekend. See you later.